Thank you. Thank you that you're here. It really means a lot to us.
Thank you, everybody. I see Adi there. Adi, you can join us if you want. Everybody, have a seat and enjoy the rest of the talk. I have a question now for you. Pay close attention to what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to stand up, but only if you are taking some sort of a managerial or leadership position role. Doesn't matter what kind of managerial and leadership role. Stand up, please. Scrum Masters, Project Managers, Product Owners, Team Leaders. Those are managerial and leadership roles. If you don't know it,
You are leaders.
yeah. Actually, this is actually the first learning of the day, that you might be a leader and you don't know it.
Dari, stand up.
And my daughter there, Dari, of course. Okay, remain up for a while. Okay, remain up for a while. You can see there are so many managers, leaders in the room. And now imagine this situation. We somehow can travel in time. And we go 2 years ahead in time. And imagine for some reason, you end up in 2 years in time, you haven't gained any new skill, any new knowledge. But basically you're staying the same skills as you have today. Sit down only if you believe in that scenario, you're going to be replaced by another human or software, technology, automated processes. Okay, I see some of you, actually many of you sat down, but there are some remaining standing. If you don't believe this is true, remain standing. All right. Same question 5 years from now. 5 years from now, if you believe you're going to be replaced without gaining new skills, just as you are today, okay, I see most of you now seated. Same question 10 years from now. There is one person standing. Obviously, you have figured it all out. You should be here on the stage giving this presentation. Actually, another person is also standing. So come, you should tell us what are the secrets of the future, maybe.
So you are Kuzits Haderach or something like that. Thank you.
Thank you. You can now sit down.
Cool. In 1870 to 1900, great advances appear in the humanity, in the world. For example, the steam engines was invented, so big ships and trains started crossing oceans and continents, you know, the mythical Orient Express, for example. So this decade gave the opportunity, it enabled really these 3 decades, enabled the opportunity for the whole humanity to have many more decades of mobility and expansion.
For the people from 1870, the world in 1900 would be unrecognizable.
From 1900 till 1930, the existence of atom was discovered. Airplanes were created. Not only that, in only 15 years, they managed to make them fly from 36 meters, which is the Wright brothers thing, to more than 9,000 kilometers. Not only that, but the car economy fully replaced the horses.
For the people from 1900, the world in 1930 would be unrecognizable.
From 1930 to 1960, the quantum physics was discovered. We sent satellites in space. We broke the sound barrier. Huge commercial jet airplanes became part of the travel industry.
For the world, I mean, for the people from 1930, the world in 1960 would be unrecognizable.
From 1960 to 1990, the computers were invented. We sent people to the moon. The International Space Station was launched. In every home, the people have had, me as well, color TV, cinema.
For the people from 1960, the world in 1990 would be unrecognizable.
From 1990 to 2020, the room-sized computers became personal PCs. Every one of us have a smartphone in his pocket or her, and it has incredible computation power. We're in the dawn of self-driving cars. The social media are a way of living, of making business, and even politics.
For the people from 1990, which is me, one of those people, by the way, the world in 2020 would be what? Unrecognizable.
So, what do you think will happen in 30 years from now?
This is exactly our topic today, future agility. But before we jump and deep dive into it, let us first introduce ourselves. If you don't know us, we are Nikola and Bogoy, and believe it or not, we are brothers. Yes. And besides being organizers of this amazing event, thank you once again, all of you, for being here. We are also the founders of the Agile company, and what we do is to make teams high-performing. So, in the past decade, we are working with various organizations, as Lily already mentioned, and we discovered some trends in management and leadership, how processes are being organized. And we would like to make a forecast for you today about the future, maybe the next 30 years, how leadership would look like, management as well, and also whether Agile would be part of that future at all. But before we continue, one agreement we need to make with you. When we say the word manager, we mean all leadership management positions they are. Just as an umbrella term, we call them managers.
So, why do you think the managers will change at all? Let's discuss what is the management first. It's a set of activities. Imagine that your company is building houses, for example. So, first thing that you do is to lay the foundations, to build the walls, maybe to paint them. So these are all the value-added activities that you do. Of course, you want more of them, and to try to increase it. There are also second type of activities, the red bucket here, which is called waste or wasteful activities. This is when, for example, we have arranged the painting before the wall is built. Or, I don't know, maybe the customer is coming and wants the wall in yellow, but you just painted it in blue. So, again, waste. So we want to remove these ones, of course. And there is a third bucket, where management goes. All the activities, let's say, again, as an umbrella term. This is when we want to optimize to make it so the green ones increase and the red ones are removed. So this is unfortunately something that we need just enough. So if it's too much, it becomes to just be a huge cost. So what we do, let's give another example of these blue ones. Maybe we are going to hire administrative manager to deal with all the admin work. Makes sense. We don't want our workers to sign contracts or whatever on their own. Maybe we want someone to train and mentor the people so they can grow. Maybe we want someone to, I don't know, facilitate customer discovery workshops so the customer will come with the yellow wall, not after the wall is painted. The thing is that all these management activities and managerial roles, they are changing, they're built so they have to be improved. Maybe instead of admin manager, we're going to use some administrative tools at some point that will automate these activities. Maybe we'll have, I don't know, self-learning systems and AI to train and mentor the people, and so on and so forth. So we say with confidence that management will change, so managers will change, and now the question is, which are the activities that in the future are going to remain so we can focus on mastering them? Which one will be replaced or removed for some reason, will be not more relevant so we can not waste our time? Maybe to think about which are the ones that are going to emerge and how can we prepare for these new ones that we don't know about. So, starting with today.
What do we have today? Today, it is quite common, mainstream to work in an agile environment. Actually, that's why you're here, because you're interested in that topic. And most companies nowadays work in cross-functional agile teams. Are you part of a cross-functional agile team? Or a cross-functional team? Yeah? Small? Actually, the smaller the teams are, the less coordination it's needed. Hence, less coordinators. We call them managers. But actually, building cross-functional teams is no longer a challenge. This is, as I said, mainstream. And by the way, if you're not working in a cross-functional agile team, I have some bad news for you. You're already behind, and you can call us. We have a booth outside, and we can help you with that. Actually, the nowadays challenges is to create an agile team of teams working together, aligned for a common goal, achieving their best, and making exceptional results. I know for a fact there are many people in this room coming from banks and other industries that have this challenge to work in agile team of teams and make it work like a charm. Do you have this challenge? Do you do this? Do you try to do it? Yeah? Okay, many of you. So we got this right, I guess. Good. Enough for today, present day. Now, do you recognize this car? It's from a movie. Yeah? It's called Back to the Future. And the main character in that movie, it's a super great movie. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. It's amazing. Marty McFly is the main character. And he has this car, and this car can move through time and bring Marty McFly to the future. So let's now, you are in the feet or in the shoes of Marty McFly, and you're in that car going with me.
DeLorean.
It's called DeLorean, exactly. I was, forgetting this. Good. Now, are you ready? You're jumping into the car with us, and you should count with us to work, okay? We count backwards. 3, everybody. 3, 2, 1, go.
So, I could be Marty McFly, but I'm still the Agile coach. So, the first thing that I'm checking, what's going on in 30 years from now, is what's going on with our favorite Agile frameworks or the other managerial methods that we have. So, for sure, we saw it before, many of them will change. Some will disappear, new one will have, which means that the roles that are related to this stuff will also change. It makes sense. So things will be different. What will stay? We think that it will be still relevant for us to be competitive, to be the first on the market, to serve the best our customers, to be creative, innovative, to be able to be the best version of ourselves as a system, as a company. So we really believe that the Agile mindset and principles will stay. They will be there. Okay? So let's see then what we'll see when we go to an office. We'll maybe not see anything because even now offices are more and more empty. So what we expect to see is exactly that. No offices and just people that are AI powered. Actually, we had a nice discussion with Jürgen, with Henrik Niebuhr that we discussed this stuff. So it's not only us that think about it, think like that. So the AI-powered professionals will be single people that no longer need someone to maybe fortunately or unfortunately brainstorm what's the best solution of something, to split the work, even to do the work at all. You don't need someone to, I don't know, to discuss, to do your, I don't know, let's say, review of your work or stuff like that. You're just going to have your AIs that you're navigating. And I don't know if it's going to be too lonely or not, but what you need to be able to do is to navigate these AIs that you have, which means that it's not making sense to be super deep specialist in a concrete single area. Most likely in 30 years from now, the AI will do it better than you. So what we see when we go around is these AI-powered individuals with their AIs who are, let's call them M-shape, T-shape, something like that, skill set people that are generalists. They have enough skill set to navigate the AIs, to get in whenever it's needed, and that's it.
So you mean that these cross-functional AI-powered professionals are going to be analogous to cross-functional agile teams of today?
What we think, and not only us obviously, is that the teams of today of 10-ish people are going to be, let's say, reduced in size. Maybe in the beginning we will get just smaller teams like instead of 10, 7, then 5, then 3. At some point, maybe for most of the stuff, we'll have just a single person doing end-to-end the thing. So at some point, maybe as a manager, you should be able to do, I don't know, sales, marketing, subject matter, whatever it's the business about. and so on and so forth.
What Henrik Kniberg shared with us on our podcast, by the way, Management Nightmares, if you haven't checked it, you can, on YouTube. Henrik shared that with us, he has the same vision, why that microphone is making trouble, that people are going to be doing the job on their own, but not one person alone, but two people together, because they need to make each other company, not because they're going to be more productive. Just for that. Yeah. So, what would happen with the organizations and their structures of the future? We are Marty McFly, and now what we see is that the rigid structure, the static structure is now transitioning. Now it's replaced by a network type of organization where these cross-functional AI-powered professionals are working in part of a network, and they connect with each other whenever needed, but not really part of a team that is that we know, long-living teams that exist forever. This is what we envision, okay? And in that scenario, there would be less interactions between people, right? Because one person with his or hers or theirs AI tools, they can deliver the work end-to-end on an organizational level, the whole value stream. They can do the whole work on their own with their AIs, which would, of course, lead to fewer meetings or less meetings, way less meetings. We won't have daily meetings, for example, every day, because it's not needed. Plannings maybe are rarely done on a team level. Maybe each one is planning for his day or two alone with AIs. And of course, all the reporting and administration work that nowadays leadership management does, reporting, spreadsheets, everything, it's going to be replaced almost 100% by AIs and automation. The question might be that you're having right now, what would happen with our Scrum Masters? What about the Agile coaches? What about the project managers? Are we now doomed? What do you think, Nikola?
So, from time to time, sometimes more often, sometimes less, there will be a bump exploding somewhere around us. Here it is, the bump. So when it explodes, this means that the customer is pivoting somehow our business. I don't know, the government is coming with new regulation that changed it all. New technology is coming, so we need to adapt to it. So at some point there will be such big bombs that we need somehow to diffuse. And here comes the challenge. We need to very quickly, because again, the Agile principles to be competitive first, whatever, they are still here. So very quickly, we need to gather the needed people that have something in common, that can do something about it, to form a unit, and this unit should be close at least to high performance. So remember what Bogoy said. These people, they don't know each other. Even today, you see what's going on. These people, they don't have personal relationship. They don't know how to work in a team, maybe. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us as leaders, managers, facilitators, to align them towards a common, clear goal, to motivate them, to make them, to resolve all the personal interconnection problems, etc., right? So what we see in this future is that the single very most important skill of you as a manager would be to be able to resolve these problems and to build this short-lived, maybe, high-performing Agile team of AI-powered individuals.
Yes, we truly believe this is the one skill that you should focus on building and improve even today, to build these high-performing teams and squads. And many of you have heard about the Tuckman stages, right? Have you heard about them? Yeah, the forming, norming, storming, etc. to the high-performing. So the skill of the future of the managers would be to move in days, if not in hours, this group of people who never saw each other, never worked together maybe, or not so much, to become high-performing a group or squad. Why this is important to focus on developing this skill? Because when we talk about AIs, we need to know that there are some limitations that AIs have. And it is about people challenges. Because AI can automate many stuff. Maybe most of the work that people are doing right now, it could be done by AIs in the future. But AI lacks the intuition to understand people on a system level, to understand their interactions. AI cannot inspire people, it cannot motivate people to do their best, to achieve something, to do extra miles if needed. This is what people can do to others right now, and this is what we envision. So all these people skills are the foundation. Let me give you some examples. Even today, we have teams that work, we have people in those teams that are from many different generations. For example, older generations, younger generations, somewhere in between. And we see this challenge. There is difference in culture, difference in values, and all those differences. How do we resolve them fast, is the question. Also, older generations right now struggle to learn new things, to learn new technologies, to start embracing AI and not resisting it. This is a challenge for the company. Younger generations struggle as well. Why? Because to become a junior in a certain position, it becomes harder for them. They need to learn way more stuff to just cover the bare minimum. This is a challenge for the manager of the future. Another example, Nikola, I can give.
The other example is about the work from home. You see today, in the future, these people that now it's very difficult for us to unite, it's going to be even more ununitable if we have such kind of work. So raise a hand if somehow you today feel this challenge to bring together people from totally separate different departments or units in your organization and make them work close enough. Let's say marketing, engineering, and service. Okay? So this is again happening in the future. We feel it now. We see it with the work from home tendency. This will become even more and more huge issue.
Exactly. And we believe with the AI growing in the future, this problem will become even more challenging than today. So it's going to be bigger. The question for $1 million question that you might have in your heads, I guess, is that what can I do today to prepare for that future?
What you can do?
Yeah, you.
So think about it in that manner. We said that the AI is not going to replace all the human leadership activities. We cannot give you a silver bullet or recipe. Even that imaginary future that we depict somehow is not fully correct. We can give you a tool or, let's say, model that you can use. So if you think about the skills that you can develop in time, they will be developed, they will be separated as three levels. The first level is the foundation, the leadership that we need to gain that AI is not going to replace. So our advice is focus on them as much as possible. The second level is all the tools, frameworks, software solutions, whatever. Don't waste too much your time on them. You're going, AI and stuff like that, they're going to replace us. They're going to do this, let's say, facilitation of retrospective or daily meeting or whatever, much better than us. They're going to use Jira automatically, etc., much better than us. So tooling stuff, don't waste your time. Of course, there will be emerging skills that are going to be needed to resolve the emerging problems of the future.
Which we envision would be much bigger than today's big problems.
The good news here is that these emerging skills, they are most likely going to be developed by combining the layers below. So I hope this maybe will going to be of a help for you. And maybe now before we close, let's just see our feedback session, feedback QR code. So don't go, we have also one more slide. So think about it and write feedback to us about how you see it. Where do you see we're wrong? Where do you see, I don't know, we are not correct? Maybe you see something else. It's going to be really useful for us to understand what to think about it. we understand that that topic is, we can say everything, whatever. We try to make a connection with what happens today with some tendencies, etc. We talk to Jürgen, to Henrik, to other people. So let's see what you think, okay? So scan it and give us some feedback.
And before we release everybody to go to lunch, because I assume you're hungry, final note from our side.
Final slide, the closure is again from, this is again the movie, the Back to the Future. This is the scene of the second movie where Marty McFly goes and sees his older himself, the older Marty. And he got fired of his boss because he angers him. And you can see now his firing files are sent by not one, but 3 fax machines. So, the filmmakers have imagined that in 30 years from the film, which is actually 2015, so it's already in the past, everyone will have 3 fax machines.
Because back in the day, everybody had one. Obviously, people are going to have at least 3 at home 20 years ago.
How many of you have used a fax machine in the last, I don't know, 10 years? At least once?
At least once, one to people.
Maybe you're a lawyer or something like that. Anyway, so you see, maybe you're going to say, you know what? Even these people, they're filmmakers, they're thinking about it, they're so wrong. So why do you think we know what's going to happen in 15 years? Maybe now we think everyone will have, I don't know, 10 smartphones. But if you think deeper, you see that actually they were right about another thing. That nowadays, it will be possible for you to deal with the operational work of your company remotely and instantly. Is this true now? Yes,
you can hire people right away. You can sign contracts right away, right?
Doesn't matter if it's firing, whatever. This is the scene from the movie. You signed contracts, you deal with these internal operations just immediately, fast, remotely, instantly. So that's true. So what's the conclusion here? Don't focus on stuff that you see now. Of course, you need to use them as much as possible, tools, practices, whatever, because most likely our linear brain is going to make this extrapolation to the future that is 3 fax machines. But think about the qualities that this future life will require from you and try to develop every day those qualities with the tools of today. That's it.
Thank you so much.